What's up, guys? Here with that again, back with another video. And today I've got something that I don't believe I've secured on the channel yet, but it's also something that I have not had to secure in years, literally years. And it's something that I'm pleasantly surprised to have. I thought I was going to be eating something else. It was going to be a bit more stressful to deal with, but we're not. So let's get into it. We are getting some wire mesh rolls today. Now, as I said, I thought I was going to be getting something else. And that something else is going to be that wire mesh, the flat wire mesh fencing over there. That stuff is a headache to deal with, or at least it can be. There's some more of it over there for a closer view. It's that rusty tan color. But that stuff can move around on you. You have to be very, very, very careful with how you secure it, and playing zero games with it, because that stuff can teeter-totter and give you a very, very bad day. But we have wire mesh rolls, and I have not secured this in years, as I said. But this stuff is very, very easy to secure. I already started it up with my forward movement protection, and of course dunnage. When I came here, somebody said I didn't necessarily have to put dunnage underneath it. You know, I'm like, forget that. You know, who's gonna secure something round that can roll forward or back with no dunnage, no coil? I'm at a loss for words. Oh my gosh, you guys know what those things are. I'm drawing a blank right now. But coil racks, geez, that's it. Coil racks with no coil racks or dunnage underneath them. You will never catch me doing that, ever. But yeah, we've got that. We have 8 pieces, 8 wire rolls, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. It's gonna be a quick one, how to secure these. Forward movement protection on the front, 1 point forward, 1 point rearward, and I have the same thing in the very back. Now, with this stuff, I saw some drivers using straps to secure this. I mean, I guess you could do that. That's not how I personally would do it, though. I'm only going to use chains on this because I have another video where I'm dealing with wire mesh, the kind I was telling you guys about over there that I don't like. These tines, in that video, I had a problem with dealing with straps because of the type of load this is. But these tines that stick out of the wire mesh, that will shred your straps to bits. You will have all kinds of holes and pokes and shreds and tears on your straps. And when you throw them through, and when you're trying to take your straps off of the load at the end of delivering, you know, your strap could get caught on one of these tines, and you have to yank on it and try to pull it if you can't reach it. Like if it's too high up on the load for you to get by hand, or if it's like inside of a hole like this, and you will destroy your straps and you'll have to go replace them. I'm gonna just bypass all of that potential headache, and I'm gonna use chains on the whole load. So chains on the front and back of the very first roll and the very last, and then everything in between is just gonna get a single chain. I wanna try to have each chain pulled down, but as you can see, this is not a lot of space between the roll and where the binder would be. So I think I'm gonna actually do this more like a set of wire slinky coils, where I'm gonna have the chains pulling slightly backward a little bit for half of the load, and then slightly forward for the other half, meeting at a center point. That'll give me a little bit more space to deal with the chain. So I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing these chains here. We can get it going. Now, one of the most annoying things to do, or to have to deal with when you're securing the stuff, is throwing your chain through the eye of these coils, wire mesh coils, because you know, pretty far distance in there, and you pretty much have to throw it very hard straight through the eye to the other side, at least far enough in there that you can reach your arm in and grab it through the other side if you don't throw it all the way through. Sometimes it takes a couple tries. Let's see if I can get it for you guys. My first go around with this one is tying up the back end. I'm going to try to get some of the slack of the chain so that when you throw it and the slack of the chain goes through as well, you don't basically cause the chain to stop short because you didn't have enough of the slack out for it to make it all the way through the eye. So you need to have your aim together, have enough of the chain bunched up into your hand. Don't stand too close because you might end up cutting yourself against the tine of the wire mesh. You don't want to have that happen. Oh yeah, yeah. That accident nearly went all the way through. First shot. And let me show you guys. And hopefully here, when you do that, you also want to grab up the slack of the chain and kind of pick it up so that it doesn't get caught on a prong. Because a lot of times the chain will do this. You want it to be smooth on the smooth end, but if it gets caught in a tine, gets between the link of the chain, you'll be pulling on it from the other side, and you've got this extra slack here, and you're pulling on it, and it won't come anywhere. You have to keep walking back and forth to try to get it loose. So I try to angle it, maybe like rest it on a tine, but not have it set to where it's gonna get caught when I actually go to the other side and try to pull it through. But let's see if I can be successful with that. Got that little bit of slack over there, and you can see right there, chain went pretty much all the way through. All right there. Yeah, see, that's it. That's what I'm talking about right there. The slack, all that slack at the end of the trailer. Now I'm yanking this. It's caught on a tine over here. The most annoying part of dealing with these things. Exactly. Right there. Let's try to hopefully not have that happen again. Sometimes you can throw some of the spare chain in there. Or better yet, maybe I just put it in front of the link. Oh, no, that's not going to work. I already see that. Getting ready to pull stuff. I'm going to have to be very quick and pull it. I'm going to try to go on the other side and pull it backwards while I'm also pulling it through so it doesn't get caught on that tine again. This is the most annoying, most time-wasting part. There it is. All right, now see that chain right there is taut now, so we got to go ahead and tie this down with the binder, and we'll be just about done. You have the ability to. You always want to use the chain tie downs to hit the chain. I try to do that. You can also use like the stake box if you use it in the right spot. But I prefer to use chain tie down to accessible. The road's not in the way, or there's no money in the way or anything like that. And here, another thing. While I'm doing this here, you want to take note. Hopefully the camera angle and the natural lighting is doing it justice, but as you can see, my ratchets are very, very well lubed. So that way they don't seize up on me. It's a very big issue if you don't use your chain binders very frequently, and they get rusty, they get stiff, and when you need to come out and actually use them, they won't shift or they won't spin. Now here we have the finished securement product. Very, very easy to do. This is in my opinion, a very low effort load. Not as low effort as shingles, but definitely not as much work as hauling an aluminum coil with all the chains and straps and tarping you got to do with that. The last time that I hauled some of this stuff, I had a load that was worse than what that guy has over there. Now, that guy has 2 tiers. The last time that I hauled rolled wire mesh, I had 3 tiers. I had to use literally every single chain and just about every single strap that I had. You know, 2-inch, 4-inch. I mean, it was madness. It was madness. I think I had, if memory serves me correctly, I had about 30 some odd rolls on the back of the trailer. That was not fun. It took me so much time to secure that because I had to climb up on top of the side of the trailer, and the place where I was did not have any ladders or anything, so I had to hang on for dear life on the side of the deck of the trailer to try to thread my straps through the top layer, because basically it was everything that's touching or everything that sees the sky. So the top layer, every coil on the top layer had to have a strap or a chain through it. My chains weren't long enough, so it had to be straps going through the top layers. The middle layer, some of the middle layer pieces didn't have to have securement on them because they were being condensed and compressed down by the top layer that did have the straps and the bottom layer that did have straps. But even with that, it took so much securement. I think by far that was the most securement that I'd ever had to put on any individual load. I definitely do not want to have to haul that again. I don't remember how much that load paid me at the time. That was back before I was recording videos for you guys, for YouTube and everything. So I really don't remember. I didn't record it. I took a picture of it though. Still got the picture of that load in my phone, so I can remember the nightmare that it gave me. Or in case I have to secure something like that again, I know what to do. But yeah, we're good to go here. So I alternated my chain binders. You know, I got a chain binder here and one on the opposite side there. You always want to make sure you alternate, and especially if I had been hauling that wire mesh over there, it is absolutely imperative that flat wire mesh over there and over there, that you alternate your straps, because that stuff can teeter-totter on you if you have it imbalanced as far as like the strength of the pull on your trailer, and you will have potentially wire mesh shifting on your trailer, or Lord forbid, coming off in the roadway like somebody just took a deck of cards and spread them across the table. I've seen it happen before. Well, I didn't see it actually happen, but I saw the aftermath of that happening to somebody else. Shut the highway down. It was very, very, very slow. Very, very slow getting through that. But yeah, we're pretty much done with this, guys. There is nothing else that you need to do with this. You don't need to throw straps over the top. As I said before, the forward and rearward movement protection is the 2 chains, front and back, at the very front and the very rear of the trailer, and an eye on everything in between. And as I said before, I would not recommend you using straps through the eye of this, just because of the issue with the tines. It could tear your straps, and if you get a big enough tear or a big enough hole in your strap, the straps all together could rip through, and then your load piece has no securement on it at all. So you're better off putting a little bit more effort in, a little bit more time using chains and binders, because think about how much effort and time and lost money would be invested, really, or lost I should say, if you took the short way out to save us a little bit of time on the front end using straps, and then you had a load shift and some kind of problem with that. You would be down for hours, and then probably get routed into your company's safety department to talk to them about how the issue happened. And, you know, I don't know if you'd have to pay for anything for the insurance, or, you know, any kind of restitution for the accident or anything. I don't know. So it's so much easier on the front end to just put a little bit more effort in, use the load securement piece that's better and more appropriate for the load. Even if the other one can work, it's just not optimal. Save yourself the stress. Okay guys, real quick, I just want to give you a little bit closer view of that guy's trailer over there to show you how some of these things can be. And he's using straps on his load, and, you know, I don't think he would have enough chains to do that even if he wanted to. But it looks like he's using all straps on his, except for the forward and rearward movement protection you see on the front and the very rear. He's got chains front and back, just like I do. Actually no, he's got a chains pulling backwards on the front and the chain pulling forward on the rear, and it looks like he's got a strap accompanying the chain. So to each his own. And that driver over there, it looks like he's using straps, at least. No, he's doing the same thing. Chain in the front pulling to the rear, accompanied by strap. But I prefer doing all chains on this if I had the option. I don't have to worry about my straps getting damaged by the tines. I don't have to worry about going back to a terminal to replace the straps or anything like that, or a load shift. So we're good to go, guys. Time to hit the road, give you guys a final view of the completed product. Well, there you have it, guys. As I said in the beginning, this was going to be a short and sweet video. This rolled wire mesh is very, very easy to deal with. You just need to make sure that you're doing it in a very specific way, being very careful, paying attention to detail, because if you don't secure it properly, where does this stuff go if you stop short? The business end of the truck, where you are, or your loved ones, or anybody who's riding with you. And if something happens to you, what happens to everybody else on the road? What happens to all the people that are depending on you at home? So don't short stroke the effort. Like I said, I've said it several times in the video, but you know, use the securement that's going to work best for the load, that's going to be optimal. Don't take the shortcut just because it'll save you time. You may regret that drastically if things go south on you. So be careful, take your time, and hopefully you don't have to deal with any tricky wire mesh like that over there. I hate that stuff. I hate it. I've never actually had any problems hauling it, but just the thought of what could happen if that stuff decided to tilt on me a little bit. But I'll cut this video here, guys. I appreciate you all watching. Hopefully you learned something. I'll catch you in the next one. Appreciate you all for liking, commenting, subscribing. Here it out.